a beautiful waterfront sunset picture. I also captured a sea lion swimming. So cute. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm Vicky, Retro Queen Bee Art. Welcome to my channel, Let's Be Busy in Art. This video is about me making my extra large journal cover and spine. I wanted to use a really pretty navy blue flowered napkin that I had, so I used the gel medium and then placed my napkin on top of the gel medium. I used Kraft Tex, Kraft Tex, to put my gel medium and napkin onto. And I made two of them, one for the spine of the journals and one for the spine of the book. Kraft Tex is a natural fiber, and here you see me, I got these mixed up, so I have to figure out how to put them on the right way. And then the spine, you need a little space between there, and I use my book tape to set the spine. It's just what I always use. I like to use it. And you get a big roll of it. It lasts you for a very long time. And it's not too expensive and easy to use. It does need a lot of burnish on it so that it will glue to the surface. Checking to see if it folds out nicely. And it does when I see if it will turn like a book cover. Looks good. And then I'm going to add it to the back, but I end up covering half of it, using only half. And I made the center wonky, but I thought, well, either I'll keep it wonky or I'll hide it with something. Not sure what I'm going to do at this point. But you notice that I am placing it in the center of the crease. So the crease is where the front cover will come in and the back cover will come in. You'll be able to fold it there at the crease. See how that works? And I trim the tape. I press down on the tape. Until I feel like the tape is strong and holding the piece and it won't come apart. Now in the back covering of the tape, I notice I'm putting it on paper, and that's because I want to paint it. So here I used a blue ink paint, and that colored the white tape very nicely, just making swiggle marks. And using my bamboo pen. Then you need to dry it. So then I decided to try black oxide ink. No, it's black oxide. It's not an ink. Excuse me. And it really didn't go into the cloth, the book cloth. It just sat there on top in globs, and I didn't like it. Tried to get my pen to see if I could write it into a little better, and it didn't. So I ended up just taking most of it off with a few black in the background, and I used my alcohol inks instead. Used a raspberry. So I used raspberry and blue. That's the blue ink. So an ink or an alcohol gel works on this book cloth, but not oxide. And these little gold marks I made on my jelly plate. They're a mark making session that I did. And if you'd like me to do that, let me know. I will gladly do it on my Tuesday Live. We can do a mark making session on the jelly plate. That would be fun to do. Just using my gel medium to put down the marks on the edging. All right, and there's my signature binding. Fits perfectly. Just taking off some of that gel medium. A little too much there for my like. So now I'm going to look at the signatures, and it looks like the binding is going to fit well. Then I notice I'm going to need some reinforcement in the middle of my pages so that when I sew them into the binding, it will not break or rip or tear, and it gives strength to the middle of the pages. And so I just add my tape, my book tape, to the pages at various places. And here you can take a good look at my pages that I have going on in the extra large journal. There are 5 pages per signature, and then I used a file folder, oops, there went my heart, between each signature. That way I have a mixed media that I can do in the beginning of the signatures and at the end of the signatures. That gives me like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 mixed media projects I can do. So here you're just going to see me work on my signatures, and you can see what they're made out of. Going back to the Kraft Tex, it's made out of a natural fiber papers. It's very strong. It's like a fabric. It's a vegan alternative to leather. You can sew on it, you can felt on it, you can embroidery on it. You make junk journals with it. Kraft Tex. Kraft Tex. Really nice material. I use it like if I'm making something that I need to be stronger with the adherence that people are going to use it for a book. Well, for myself, I know I'm rough on junk journals, and then so I need it. And then when I do like a special grouping, like at church, I use the Kraft Tex to make them journals when we do that, just to make them a little bit stronger. This is the last signature going through. Make sure it's strong enough. I've already sewn the signatures and some of the papers around the edging of the signatures. I did find that I needed to cut off some of the, let's see, would be the width of the signature pages. The length of the pages worked out really well, but I did have to cut down some of the width of the pages. Sometimes I think I'm measuring and I'm not. Does that make sense? So then later I have to fix it. I'm not going to show you how I did the sewing of my 3 holes into the signature and onto the binding. And I do glue that binding in place and let it sit overnight. I used a PVA glue to do it, so it takes longer for it to dry. And voila, my journal is made. I did put some lace around it to cover up the white silk that I put on top of it. And I'm pleased with it. Now, you can, this is in slow motion. You can see my pocket that I made. I wanted to give you a better opportunity to see how I did the mixed media page. I added more stuff to it. And I didn't film it while I was doing it. I just did it. And I added the leaf to the next page, and it says eternity on it. This particular leaf I have in my Ko-fi shop as a digital in various different techniques and colors, and be amazed. I did a lot of doodling on the leaf. And on the pocket, I added a notch and a bird and a mushroom, and that last little bit is a fern inside a tea bag from my backyard. Also, I am loving and compassionate to myself. I added that as well. And there's my journal. Thank you so much. Come back again.